Hi, Nick Collier here, and this is my shop. Come join me. We'll have some fun.
Here, and today we've got a plastic hinge that we have to build for these two guys in Nevada. And they sent me a note, and well, you know what? Why don't I just show you what we're doing, and we'll get on with the job. All right, well, these two guys in Nevada sent me on the internet. They contacted me, and they sent me this sketch to tell me how to set this thing up. Well, you know, the first version, I didn't get that they wanted this hinge to fold in on itself. And so I made the whole piece, and it got mostly done, and then sent them a photo of it, and they went, well, no, this is not what we want. And I'm like, oh, well, okay, fine. So we made a second version, and the second version, well, actually, this is the second version. And let's see, how does it go? It goes like this. There. No? There. Okay. Yeah, it takes a while. Basically, this is the profile. This is a 90-degree turn, and this is a 120-degree lock. So, but what they wanted was the whole thing to kind of fold in on itself, like that. I thought, well, you know, that's pretty cool. So I built this little cardboard model and sent them a video of this action here, and it said, is this what you want? And they went, yes, that's exactly what we want. So, so the first version, poof, out the window. So the second version is this version here, and we got you know, basically because I'm shooting blind here, still don't know how it's going to play out. Let's see, is this the right one? Yeah. So I built this one here, and it goes like that, and this one goes like this. Put that pin in. Come on. Okay, there it goes. And then we're just going to put it part way in. So then this comes out to a 90, and this comes down and locks at a 120 degrees. Okay, so perfect. Oh, man. And, you know, basically I had to kind of work my way into these hinges in order to get them to work properly. And so we got all the way done. We got all the way to the end. And the mill grabbed this little part right here and just chewed it up. And I was like, ah, okay. So, and it turns out that this part here is about a 1/4 inch too short. And so, you know, all right, here we are. We're messed it up. Not only that, but it doesn't close all the way. Notice here. So what we have to do is we have to move the center pivot of this shaft out about, oh, I don't know, it looks like about 1/8 of an inch or so, in order to get this thing to lay flat against it. So there were a couple of things, especially this little chew up right here, and that happened yesterday morning, that needed to be addressed. So, and I didn't video any of it because I signed an NDA, and you know, they were very secretive. Well, I can't tell you what this is going to do, but I can tell you how I'm going to do it. So that should be, hopefully that's going to be enough. Oh yeah, in the middle of that whole version, I grabbed one of these, so this would be the second version. Well, actually, this is the third version. The first version was just to see if it would work. And you know, that just took a couple hours. The second version was the one where this function didn't happen. And so I sent that to them, and they're playing with the idea and you know, with the rest of their concept. And the third version is this part here, which I grabbed some Delrin that I thought was Delrin, and it's something else, man. I don't know what it is, but it's Delrin kind of comes apart like aluminum would come apart. It comes apart in powder, whereas this stuff doesn't come apart at all. So we chucked that. Now we've got 3 new pieces of Delrin, and they go like this and this and this. We're going to, and we've got, the cool part is we've got the concept all resolved. Where's this go? Right there. Right? So all of the angles and everything is resolved, except of course I need to move this out just a little bit. This one goes here, and that one goes there. So that's a good start again. And since I screwed this one up, I'm not charging them for this 4th version. But we've got all of our angles, everything is all set up and ready to go. I know what to do. I'm not just kind of shooting blind here and trying to figure out how to get these hinges to work properly. So basically I can just use these as a model and work from there. So we're going to get up on the mill. We've cut these out. You know, as you can see, they're pretty rough cuts. So we're going to get up on the mill. We're going to smooth them out. We're going to square them up so that that we got good square angles to work from. And we're going to get started in on this one. Hang in there with them. This time we're going to have some fun. I know these other 2 pieces are Delrin because they came out of the same material, but this is a material that's been laying around. We've got our fingers crossed that it is Delrin. So we're going to run the mill bit across there and see what we get. Okay, we got some squared up corners. I'm going to just test and make sure. Let's see what we've got here. 63. 53. Well, that's not exactly square, is it? 40, 47. All right. Let's figure where we're off. Okay, now we're at 44. Oh, look at that. 44. Okay, 43. 42. 42. And 44. So that's 2 thousandths. That's closer. Check for squareness. Pretty good. I'm not feeling any movement. All right, we're gonna say that's okay. Let's go to the next piece. $29. And that's 30. That's fine. But 48 and 41, that's not good. Let's check square too while we're here. I'm not seeing any shift there. Definitely there though. Look at that. Okay, we're set up ready to install our slots. What I want to do first though is I want to come along the back side of this and catch myself a 0. And actually, now that I think of it, I want to do it with the other bit. So let's take this one out, because once I get that set at 0, I want to just move straight in and make my cuts. So we're gonna use the 1/4 inch bit. And I've learned that if I cut my slots back to back on the mating pieces, that the slots fit together perfectly. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to take this out to the edge, and we're going to just take a slice right across the end here just to square it up and to get myself a 0 so I can go in 500, 500, 500, 500, and so on. Okay, so where's 0? And that way I can come back to it later and catch 0. There it is right there. Now we're just going to come in maybe, oh, I don't know, 5/1000ths. Let's see how that looks. Just enough to make sure that both of them get the same plane. Yep, that looks good. Nice and square. Set my DRO at 0. And then I'm going to come in. Whoops, we need to set our depth. There's 0. And we'll come down. We're going to come down 400,000ths. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take it on out to 500. Lock our gibs. Make sure we're nice and square. Take it up to 5. All right, there's our first cut. Let's see what we got. Tight, tight. Gibs are tight. Okay, stop there. And we're going to move that way 1/1000th. And that's going to give us just enough room to make those hinges kind of rotate fairly smoothly. There we go. All right, now we can just come back. So what I want to do is I want to mark the two sides. Okay, there's one, and there's one. All right, let's take her out. And we have a matching set of hinges. So these two go like this. Now what we want is well, I gotta get rid of all of this stuff. Well, maybe I can just get rid of it with my fingernail. Get rid of most of it with my fingernail. Okay, so this goes this way. And this next one goes like this. Right? I believe so. All right, so we've got our two pieces sandwiched together, and the hinge part is sandwiched together with plenty of room. So what we want to do is I'm going to measure how much room we actually have here from one part to another. And 420 thousandths, that's good. So we're going to put a little pointer in here, bring it over, make sure it's spinning nice and smoothly, and it's out just a little bit. That's better. And we did a crisscross pattern on top of here. You're probably not going to be able to see it because I'm having to use my cheater glasses in order to see it. But trust me, it's there. That's good. I'm going to get a flashlight going on this. Looks like we're right on the money. I'm thinking maybe just a bit more. No, I'm seeing it. Take our pointer out. Probably a good idea to come in with a center drill and get a decent start going. Let's drill our hole. And let's drill it. Now we're basically going to peck this hole because I don't want this thing going off in any one direction. So down a little bit, clear off the chips, down a little bit. Now let's take it out and see how straight that hole is. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Okay, there's the top of the hole, pretty well centered. And if we rotate it around, we got the bottom of the hole. I can't see more than 5 thousandths difference there. So I'm saying we've nailed that fucker. All right, good. All right, on to the next step. Okay, well, we've rotated our vise so it's easier to get to. So now we need to basically just tram it in. And of course there's a phone. All right, so we've got our hinge set up. We got our hole drilled. We've got the this piece here, the circumference is relieved so that it can open up to 90 degrees, which is exactly what he wants. or they want. Now what we have to do is come in and set up this part at 120 degrees, which is somewhere right around there. And now there's two things that needs to happen. One is we need to go from this bottom area here, which is the bottom of the hinge, to the top of here needs to be 1.25 inches. And what do we got? I think we got about 1.5 inches. Well, actually, that looks like 1.25 inches. Ha! Okay. Well, we're gonna, for one, we're gonna take and move this in, take it in further, so that it's gonna be somewhere right about in there, so it can lock onto the wall of this part here. So I think our next move is to come in at 120 degrees and cut a flat for this to ride up against, to rotate into, so it would be more like that there. I think that's going to pretty much just do it. So let's just see what we can do with that. So we're going to go for a more accurate measurement here. See if we can come up with 120 degrees. And that would be something like that. And so we want to kind of come in to about there. I'd say that's pretty good. Do it again. There it is. So yeah. So we're going to come into this corner right here, and we're going to cut a long slot at 120 degrees. And that way, when this, let's see, this wants to fold up this way, and it's going to end up landing right there. So first thing we have to do is find our centers for the two hinge parts.